welcome back to the Watch That Jawn podcast. My name is Mary.
And I'm James, and we're excited to see you guys again. We took a little hiatus, but the summer just came out, and it's time
The
for
summer
these.
just came out.
Well, the summer, the summer just we out here for the summer. That's what I'm trying to say. We out here for the summer.
I don't know. Your president is burning Iran to the ground, so I might be inside this summer.
Yeah,
Trying to stay alive.
yeah.
So.
No, it's kind of wild out there, But on good news, OKC, my city residents, the Thunder just won the NBA Finals, so that's good news. Right, I didn't go to the parade, but I went to what's the conference finals
But
game.
the parade was like on a Tuesday.
Yeah, I didn't go. That's why I didn't go.
I'm like, why didn't y'all wait till Friday? Like any decent city would.
Yeah, so I think the only reason the Eagles did Friday was because how cold it was, and they pushed it back.
It was too cold.
It was too cold.
Oh, and
Yeah,
it was still freezing cold on Friday. So I imagine how cold it was earlier in the week. Oh my god!
Yeah, it was like cold and rainy. But then in Oklahoma City this week, it was like
too hot.
95 degrees. Yeah, it was. People were complaining about heat stroke.
We are in the throes of a heat wave in Philly too. It literally got up to 101 degrees yesterday.
Look at you using SAT words. The throes of a heat wave. Is that an
SAT word? Maybe for you. That's like a middle school word for me.
Middle school? Where we went to the same middle school, niggas.
That says a lot, doesn't it?
It does. No. So what are we revealing today, Mary?
I don't know. I kept calling it Final Destination 5. And DQ was like, this isn't the fifth movie. And I was like, what? They made more than 5 movies? Why does this keep going?
Yeah. No, this is Final Destination Bloodlines.
So what number is this?
That is a good question. Final Destination 5, I believe, was the last one.
Okay, so this is the 6th one.
I believe this is 6, yes.
You know what's going to make you angry? Not really angry. This is way off topic, but I was listening to a podcast, and they're from the UK. Instead of 6, they say sixth. I don't even know how to... They say sixth. They take away the X. Sixth? They say the sixth. Or some... I can't even... It's in my head, but I can't pronounce it. And I was like, what's wrong with y'all? There's a whole X in there. But,
yeah, this is the 6th movie. And have you watched the ever Final Destinations?
No, but I know you and your wife had a little movie marathon and watched every single one of them. Yes,
we did. And the reason is because we wanted to watch this movie originally in 4DX, right? So Final Destination always has the same exact plot, where there's a major event in the first scene that causes death to dozens, if not hundreds of people. There's typically one person in that event who have a premonition and can sense the event's going to happen. They find a way to avoid that tragic event and save others with them, but methodically and basically, but death comes back and methodically kills every single person who survived that event. And they basically fight and try to figure out ways to avoid death, but it's inevitable.
Right? As death is.
Yeah, as death is, right? Death and taxes, right? But the interesting thing, the reason why they can keep making 5, 6 of these movies now is just one, the creativity of the devs.
And they got really creative with this one.
It's very creative. They
threw physics out the window.
Yeah, physics doesn't matter anymore.
I feel very like this creative. movie is a comedic thriller. Like they need to put that on the title. Like this,
and you know what? A lot of them eventually became campy.
That. Okay.
Yes, the first one I feel like was the most serious.
It was very serious. Yeah, that's the one on the plane, right? That's the only one I recall watching.
That's the one on the plane.
They were on a flight to Paris, and a bunch of students, right? Yeah.
Yes, they was on a flight to Paris, and the students were it was a French class going on a trip to Paris.
I'm gonna drink my tea.
And one of the students on board saw ahead of time the plane crashing like a few minutes after takeoff.
She had a premonition.
He did.
Remember that movie Premonition with Sandra Bullock? Way off
I
topic.
do.
Yeah.
No, I do remember that movie. But anyway, that was the first movie, and definitely, in my opinion, the most serious.
So
Like,
rank your
not
favorites.
my favorite movies.
Well, yeah. Rank them in order if you can do that quickly.
Yeah.
If you have to like recall the plot, then just tell me what your favorite one is.
Okay. No. I think,
You can bring Aileen on too if you want her input.
yeah. So I think my favorite movie, it's tied between Bloodlines. I thought Bloodlines were pretty good.
Okay.
It's well, in the Final Destination genre,
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Relatively.
relatively good. The second one was where the car accident with the logs.
That's the
most
one that traumatized us all.
Yes, that's the one
Every
traumatized
millennial
us.
is traumatized by that.
Yes, I am terrified of flatbed trucks, especially flatbed trucks carrying extra loads. Where there's in the
What were
basically
they like tree logs?
yeah, they were logs.
Huge?
Yeah, they were. It was lumber, right? They're just basically there was an accident and dozens of people were killed, and it was just so gruesome.
I just feel like, well, that's death for you. Death has, because I was like, you need to triple, quadruple check that they are secure, but death has a way of loosening threads and straps and fastens in a way that make no sense. But
Final Destination 3 was a roller coaster.
I've never seen that one. Is it good?
It was so that one.
Is that your second favorite?
Let me see. Yeah, that's probably my second favorite. Yeah, I would, but then 5 actually. Let me talk through it. Let me explain them, and then I'll say my favorite as I'm thinking about it. So Final Destination 3, there was another class trip at an amusement park. They got on this evil
King Ka
roller coaster, and the roller coaster falls apart, and everyone on a roller coaster
sounds
dies.
like King Ka.
Yeah, it sounds like King Ka. Yes. That terrified us because we loved roller coasters growing up, and I seen something that seemed like the most reasonable thing to happen.
Remember when Aileen was on Superman and her seatbelt came off?
Yeah. My seatbelt came off.
But guys, she was still, she's still fashioned because with Superman, you're like kind of lying on your stomach as if you're flying like Superman, and you still have those huge, like that kind of harness strap like along your shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still very terrifying. Your seatbelt should not be coming undone during the ride.
No, it should not. It should
even
not
if
be.
it's just an extra precautionary safety measure.
No, 100% agree. So then Final Destination 4, which is by far the worst.
Oh.
Is the worst movie. It's a NASCAR event where the folks are watching a NASCAR race and like a tire flows into the stand and that tire somehow causes the whole building to collapse and people die in the building.
That makes more sense than what happens in this movie.
But it was also racist. Like,
of course, NASCAR.
Yeah, but the dude straight up called the dude a nigga. It was just
Hard
too
R?
much. Hard R. And the thing about these movies, right, is that Final Destination 4 came out in 2009. But the problem is that's the same time that CGI really started getting going and digital.
So looking back on it, it looks terrible now.
It's so terrible.
Yeah.
It's just like the blood is like
really
maroon,
bad. What
red.
movie is like that? Where I'm like, oh man, this is bad. Oh man, watching Jurassic Park, I'm like, oh, this is animatronics.
Yeah,
even watching
exactly.
Toy Story, it's like Pixar came a long way, like a long way.
Yes. But no, 4 is definitely trash. 5, I feel like they could have ended the season in 5. So the event in 5 was basically this work trip. People were going to, I guess, I think it was a retreat, and a bridge collapsed. And
is this the first one with adults and not teenagers?
This is the first one with number 4 had adults.
Okay.
And number 2 had a teenagers. Number 4 had adults.
So 4 was the first one with adults. Okay.
Yes, number 5 was like I said, they were going on a work retreat, and the deaths in here were gruesome. Like, for example, there's one lady who was getting cataract surgery, and the cataract machine went off and like started burning
Her
and
retina.
her retina. Yeah, and she like panicked and like fell out the window and then just like splattered. That was pretty
Everyone just
gruesome.
splatters. I'm like, people don't just pulverize and become a puddle of meat and flesh. Like
Yeah,
it doesn't work
that's not
that way.
physics.
But like I said,
It's
it's
not physics.
campy. I like with this movie how they kind of dove into the silliness of it. You know,
Yes,
be intentional
but
about it.
this one, this movie, if I remember correctly, the way it ends, the way it ends, it ties back to the first movie, and that's why I liked it. I think number 5. I think number 6 my favorite. I think number 5 is my second because at the end, one of the people who survived the end of movie 5 was on the plane that
Surprise.
crashed in the first movie,
Okay.
and I thought that was hard.
Yeah, they tied it all up.
Yep, and then the plane crashed into a bar and it killed someone else. That was in movie 5. It was
That's
crazy.
hilarious.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Death don't miss. He gonna
Death
get
don't
you.
miss.
He gonna get you.
So,
He takes no prisoners.
yeah. But no, number 6, it definitely has the highest Rotten
That's Bloodlines.
Tomato score.
Okay.
I'm not sure how you guys like. I don't really take Rotten Tomato scores kind of for the grain of salt, but it's a way to kind of.
Are you more of an IMBD?
I guess I take ratings with a grain of salt. I'm more interested in what people feel, not necessarily critics. You know.
Well, Rotten Tomatoes, that's like the people's critic. And I feel like IMBD is more like the critic.
The critics,
if
yeah.
I'm correct.
Yeah. There's some, yeah, you're right. Rotten Tomatoes has a reviewer score and they have like certified rankings. So the tomato meter is 92% fresh. And then the popcorn meter is 87%. So people like Bloodlines a lot. They liked it a lot.
All
So,
right.
you want to get into the plot?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll kick it off. Okay. The film opens with a young Paul and Iris going on a date in Skyview Tower. The tower is similar to the real-world Seattle Space Needle and the Las Vegas Stratosphere. Iris senses something wrong with the tower immediately and notices small things that are off, such as the elevator doors not operating properly and the tower finishing construction 5 months ahead of schedule. Paul is excited, and that temporarily relieves her anxiety. He takes her to the roof to propose, and Iris accepts, but not before she reveals that she is pregnant. However, when a little boy throws a penny he stole from the wishing well off the roof, calamity begins to brew. In an unlikely and tragic chain of events, the entire tower collapses, killing everyone, including the newly engaged couple and their unborn child.
So one thing that I didn't notice until the second watch is that the train track that Iris and Paul drives over is the same. It's the same train track that we encounter later.
Oh,
It's exactly the same train track.
Holy crap. I did not catch that until you started with the words the train track. That's actually pretty a detail that I missed.
These movies always have not so subtle hints about how characters will die. Like the song Ring of Fire playing on the Valley Boys radio at the Skyview.
Yes.
A customer like cracking his creme brulee with a spoon.
Like all the bodies just gonna crack out the fall from the tower.
Well, yeah, so this Skyview Tower, they said it's 994 feet tall, over 9,000 tons, and like you said, it was completed 5 months ahead of schedule. I would have said, get me off that thing.
Yeah. No, so it's crazy. I feel like I would have been Paul in the situation. Like I would have.
You're an optimist.
I'm such an optimist.
And especially you're the person, if you made plans to do something, it annoys you when we pivot, even if it's at the cost of our own life. You'll be like, no, we plan to do this. We're sticking with the plan. And I'm
Yeah,
like, James, a chandelier literally just broke the glass dance floor. But okay.
yeah. I think I definitely would Paul. I'd be like, hey, because Eileen is afraid of heights, right?
Is
So
she?
yes,
All
so
those
I would have
roller
been.
coasters we got on, is she scared of heights?
It's for love, Mary. That's all.
She
It's
does it for
love.
you?
Hmm.
Don't get it, but okay. If it was for me, I'd get it, but you, goodness.
So I thought it was interesting
Mm.
is like you said the songs, and I was trying to predict, well, trying to see like what year this was,
You can
and
tell right away it's the 50s. Look at how the girl has that like her hair, the little flips.
yes, so it looks they're dressed like the 50s, but Johnny Cash Ring of Fire came out in 1963.
Well, 50s,
Raindrops
60s, you know.
Raindrops Fall on My Head came out in 70.
Oh, so we have no idea. They don't
You
even
know,
know.
they didn't even know. It didn't really correlate. And I think
Unless, are you sure Raindrops Falling on My Head, the 1970 version, isn't a cover of an
no,
earlier song? Oh.
no, that's the version.
Mm.
I looked it up, and there was an article that they showed like towards the end of the movie. It was based in like 70 73. I forget the actual date, but their outfits and costumes didn't match that at all. Didn't match it at
They didn't
all.
think we'd notice.
They didn't think we noticed, and also they treated black people a little bit kindly, so I knew it was in the 50s.
My thing is, so the black performers, I'm like, so there's no back door in Skyview Tower, so that they enter through the front?
Yeah, exactly. That's what it's the 70s.
But I'm like, that little boy, I'm like, what inbred idiot jumps in elevators?
Yeah,
Oh
no.
my goodness.
I seen little kids jump in elevators.
I've only seen that in Elf, and I was like, why would anyone do that?
Yeah, no, I seen little kids jump in elevators. It's funny where he went and stole that penny, and the security guy said, "Hey, don't do that. That's bad luck."
He said you could kill someone.
No, not throw it off the roof. He stole the penny from the wishing well in the initial,
yeah.
and security guard would say, "Hey, that's bad luck," and that's another little hint. There's little subtle things that you don't know exactly what's going to happen. You just know some crap is going down.
Yeah. I guess because people put pennies in a wishing well to make a wish. So if you take out the money, that's kind of invalidating your wish. Isn't it crazy that even our wishes cost money?
Yeah, your
But,
wishes cost money.
Yeah.
But then the penny at the end of all of it ended up back in the wishing well.
That's the most indestructible penny. I'm like, we need to
Yeah.
research whatever copper this penny is made out of. Because this penny is indestructible. Is it
That
made out
penny
of
has-
freaking vibranium?
I'm about to say that penny got vibranium in it, and whatever Wolverine's claws is made out of, adamantium or whatever.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, yo, this movie really dives into like the campiness and silliness. Because like I said, like someone pops a champagne bottle and the cork from the champagne bottle knocks loose a crystal from a chandelier. The chandelier crystal falls like 10 feet and it breaks a glass dance floor. How far did that crystal fall?
It doesn't make any sense. I realize that these movies are just simply a giant Rube Goldberg machine of death.
But I feel like it made a little bit more sense in the early movies. A penny should not be able to stop a vent fan.
No, you're right. A penny should not be able to stop a fan or... Yeah, you're right.
I feel like there'll be so many more Skyview like accidents. And I feel like earlier movies, I only remember one, but I feel like they made a little more sense. Things happening on a flight, that makes sense. Sense in a way that people who aren't familiar with planes, we won't be able to explain it anyway, so it doesn't seem as ridiculous. But,
exactly. The plane crashing was obvious. Car accidents happen every day. The roller coaster one, someone had a camera on board and their camera fell on the track and that derailed the train would make sense, right?
Not really, because I feel like a train can easily roll over a camera.
It doesn't take a lot to derail a train.
That's very scary.
It does not take a lot.
I thought that all the time when I was in Japan and we got.
When I say train, I mean roller coaster.
Oh, roller coaster.
Like the train roller coaster.
Okay.
The camera fell on the track and derailed the roller coaster.
Is that the one where they ripped off that Goosebumps book plot? Remember, like you take a picture and you'll see how the way you die?
Yes, it did.
I remember thinking when it came out, I was like, this is Goosebumps. That's the Goosebumps book I didn't like.
I do remember that.
That was the second one? Which one was that?
That was movie 3. the Final Destination 3.
Also, those singers couldn't sing. I was like, ew, y'all don't got no soul and y'all sing and shout like that.
And that one singer, the little boy's mother, she was nosy as crap.
She was like,
like,
I was like, are you a medium? How'd you know she was pregnant?
Yeah, well, she was puking over in the corner.
It's kind of like the magical Negro trope.
Yeah, it really was. Well, this movie has a few of them. Well, at least another one.
Oh, yeah. When Uncle Charles makes an appearance.
Yo, for real. So that same man, the mortician, is in every single one.
Okay. I thought that. I was like, okay, because how the way they introduced him, it felt like I should clap. Like it felt like a grand cameo.
Yeah, no, he's in every one.
The music got all dramatic. He turned around slowly and he spoke pathetically with authority. I was like, okay, he's a recurring character.
Yes. Yep, everyone. And no matter how terrible it was, they always found out a way how to get him in there.
I love how the black man doesn't die in this realm of horror.
Yeah, we can touch on that.
Okay. I'm speaking too soon.
Yeah.
All right. Stephanie wakes from a nightmare in her dorm room. She is haunted by the Skyview Tower incident and realizes that Iris was the name of her estranged grandmother. Stephanie heads back home to get answers about her grandmother Iris. The recurrent nightmare is stopping her from sleeping, and now she's on academic probation. Stephanie visits her cousins and her Uncle Howard, who warns her to stay away from Iris. Iris snapped after Paul died and was obsessed about the ways they could die. She went insane and tried to keep her family from the outside world. Howard warns Stephanie to stay away from her. Her aunt gives her a clue about the whereabouts of Iris, and Stephanie makes the trek to her home in the middle of the woods. I feel like we should listen to crazy people more often. They're not crazy. They see things that we don't.
Well, I agree.
Listen to the homeless man.
There's like, oh, you know what that reminds me of? It reminds me of, remember Sweeney Todd?
Yes, he's looking for his wife the whole time.
Yes,
and who was
the ladies, the crazy lady. She's like, mischief, death, murder. Right? She knew something was happening where he was like, obviously,
when Sweeney Todd was literally being the butcher on Fleet Street,
the demon on Fleet Street. Yeah. Right. So yes, I agree that sometimes.
What's your favorite musical? It's Hamilton, isn't it?
I think it's Hamilton and Sweeney Todd.
Hamilton, Sweeney Todd. Are we counting Disney movies?
Are we counting Disney movies as a musical?
No, that's too much. I'll say Hamilton, Sweeney Todd. I haven't seen many Wicked.
I mean, like Broadway musicals. Yeah, The Color Purple.
Dreamgirls.
Actually.
That changes your whole.
I think Hamilton. It's still Hamilton, Sweeney Todd, and Dreamgirls.
Okay.
It is, but Dreamgirls has definitely my favorite sing-along song.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. I was like, we haven't done that karaoke of Effie getting fired. I don't know the song. I don't know the name of the song in a long time. But how do we start talking about musicals? What were you saying?
Mary, you know how this goes.
I really take you so off topic. I feel like
you do.
I don't know.
Squirrel.
Squirrel. I promise I don't have ADHD.
We're talking about listening to crazy people. Obviously, we want you to listen to this podcast. So listen to Mary, guys, even though she's
listen
insane
to me.
I can't stay on topic.
Listen, I'm so serious. So, sometimes it's just, they're not crazy. They're just not in the status quo. They're not complying with society. So they're seem crazy.
They're neurodivergent.
Not even neurodivergent. That's like autism. Not even, or like schizophrenia, not even, I feel like something we don't, but it's so crazy that we're too afraid to look at it. But it's like, listen to the homeless people. But
I think people go crazy for two reasons.
What's that?
Money. This is gonna be a completely oversimplification. So
that's what we do here.
Don't hate too much. So I think one, it's
make sweeping generalizations.
I call it
the name of our game.
Yes, I'll call it psychosis induced, right?
Psychosis.
Yes, like some type of like medical
hallucination.
Some type of medical sort of thing that's causing you to be crazy.
You mean like seeing and hearing things that isn't there, like having a psychotic episode?
Yes, but okay. I'm saying based on like brain deterioration or whatever,
Okay, I'm just
like
because psychosis is actually like like a real medical term. That's what I was saying. Like, okay, do you mean like seeing and hearing like things?
I
Okay.
meant there's clinically crazy based. Well, I guess there's crazy that's caused by your brain like malfunctioning, and
Something's
I feel
wrong.
like there's crazy caused by experiences that cause your brain to
Men do that
malfunction.
to you.
So I think the type of crazy people you're talking about is experiences drives them crazy.
But I feel like
Drives
sometimes,
otherwise rational people crazy.
yeah, that is true. That is true. We'll look at him like, why is she acting crazy? You have no idea what this woman's been
What's
through.
she been through? Exactly.
She fought 3 tigers when she was 3 years old. She saw her mom get hit by a bus and a train. Like, you don't know what she's going through. But yeah, no, I get you. It's like be more cognizant. But one thing about Stephanie, I was like, okay, you couldn't sleep, so you went all the way back home to figure out what that dream was about. You could have just got a single dormitory. Then
That
your
is
roommate
true.
wouldn't kill you.
Or just like take some drugs and you'll be all right.
Some
Take
melatonin,
some
but she'll
sleeping
still have
pills.
those nightmares. She just won't be able to wake up from them.
Oh, like paralyzing nightmare. Oh, that's terrifying. Yeah. Um, how do you think when she got to her cousin's house and everything, and her Uncle Howard was like, "No, I'm never telling you where Iris is at because she's dangerous, and stay away from her." And she walks out, and then the aunt's like, "Don't look in the drawer." Like, just give her a hint almost immediately. Do you think that was kind of corny?
I don't know because I was just like, why are they white? And I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Why are they
I
white?
was like, why are they white? And then I was like, okay. I was like, okay. So her mom has to be white because why are they white? But
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? No, no. You know, if my that's at the end of the day, that's Stephanie's mother. And if my niece wants to know about her mom, I'm gonna let you know. Especially now you're
her
grown.
grandmother
Iris
is a
is
grandmother.
Iris is her grandmother. Yeah, Iris is a grandmother.
Yes,
Yeah, if my niece wanted to know
Darlene's her
about her
mother.
grandmother, I'm like, yo, like, yeah, she's old enough now. If she were younger, I would, but I'm like, you're old enough now. You came all this way, and yeah, I would do the same way. Like, you didn't hear anything from me.
Yeah.
How do you feel about it?
Um, I think I agree. It's just the way it went down. Like Howard was so like
Adamant.
animate, yes, about her not seeing him, and as soon as she walked out the door, his wife blatantly disobeyed him.
That's what women do.
That's true. That's what women do. I feel like mom would have did the same thing. Like, here you go.
Absolutely. I was thinking about that. Like yesterday, I was like, Dad had no authoritative power in our house. If he tried to like put us on punishment or something, Mom would be like, "You don't gotta listen to him." And I'm like, "You're right."
No, you're right. You're right. It was pretty
And
bad.
he knew.
He was pretty bad. Stephanie finds Iris living in a compound fortress with a giant steel gate lined with barbed wire. Iris is extremely paranoid and talks to death as if it is everywhere. She reveals that she had a premonition about the sky view, and that matches Stephanie's dream. Except in real life, Iris manages to stop the little boy from throwing the penny off the roof and warns the guests about the collapsing tower. She saved a lot of lives, but the restaurant was torn down. She stopped the disaster, but death came back and killed everyone that survived. Iris, dying from cancer, bravely leaves her cabin and gives Stephanie a book of all she learned about death over the past half century, in hopes that she can use it to defeat it and save the family. She is immediately impaled in the face by a wind vane that fell off a roof and turned into a projectile by a fire extinguisher.
Sorry, y'all. I can see the script he's reading, and it's just ridiculous. The fact that she saved the day by withholding a penny. Withholding
Yes.
a penny is how you help to stop a whole freaking 9,000-ton tower from falling.
You're right. She put a
That's
penny in her
crazy.
purse, and then nothing collapsed.
A penny. She told the little boy, "Don't throw the penny," and that saved the day. They really was like, "Listen, we're going to be as ridiculous as possible," and I do like that. Like lean into it. But,
I got a question. I got a question. I got a question. It doesn't actually. The more I think about it, the less this makes sense.
Nothing makes sense.
So it makes sense that Iris, after her premonition, she wakes up. She's like, "Hey, I'm gonna go downstairs. I'm gonna tell people don't dance to the dance floor because this glass is gonna break." That makes sense. I get it. It makes sense that she goes and get people out the building because she knows it's gonna collapse. I get that. It makes sense. What does not make sense at all, 0% sense at all,
is why
0%.
Paul still died. That she had the premonition. Oh,
it makes no sense that she knew how that penny traveled through the sky, fell into a vent, stopped the fan, that stopped the motor, that ended up causing the whole destruction. There's no way she could have knew that penny was doing that. She was no longer even on the roof when that was happening. So how does she know? Did the premonition show her a bird's eye view of what happened? I
think what we saw
is what she saw.
I think what we saw is what she saw. I think the premonition shows you things that you can't see either, that you logically wouldn't be able to see. Think about Raven, right? When she had a vision. No, not that Raven, stupid. If you can gaze into the future. That's so Raven. Like, okay. I feel like there were times where she saw things that in person she wouldn't see. She kind of got like an insight to things.
No, she just would jump into the middle of a conversation. And
it was never helpful, but I think she saw the workings of things, didn't she?
No.
Oh, well, I still love Raven. We love Raven.
Crazy behind.
But my thing is, okay, so
going back to
Iris's
old
compounds.
Iris. Yeah.
I just feel like how the way it looked, those you know how in war they have those huge
barricades, the wooden barricades.
I'm like, how didn't they kill you?
I don't know.
That
she made
hazardous.
She made a death trap and that defied death. Yeah, I don't understand that.
I was like, how? Okay. Making this, I can see you being impaled. Just by making this, I'm just like, and you're in the woods with all these trees. I feel like lightning could have struck you dead or something. I was like, this doesn't seem. I feel like, if you were in a insane asylum, literally in a padded room, that's the safest place to be. Not whatever.
I don't understand. You did. I don't understand how. And there was actually a person in a silent room, and they were safe.
Which one was that?
Until they left that room. That was from the. I think that was movie 2. Yeah, that was the second movie. Because she left the same asylum and ended up dying. But in the first movie, a dude fell in his bathtub, right? And the clothing line choked him out, and he died that way. So people die in the house all the time. This one lady was cooking, was boiling tea. She fell.
I'm drinking tea right now.
I know. She fell. The teapot, I think, knocked over a knife, and the knife stabbed her. And the
knife fell straight down?
Yeah, it fell straight down. It stabbed her or something, and she was bleeding out.
Do you think Death is actually doing this, but he's invisible? It's him with his hand bringing the knife down, knocking over the tea kettle. You just can't see or feel him, but it's actually him.
If we take some powder and throw it in the air, you just see
you'll see him just throwing a penny in the freaking vent.
It gotta be, because like you said, this is not Isaac Newton's physics, right? Whatever's happening right now. Because if a knife fell off a counter, it's not traveling fast enough
to impale
your flesh.
Just like that freaking crystal from the chandelier. What?
Yes, that chandelier crystal probably weighed half a pound. To go break a 4-inch thick piece of glass.
Even if it's the finest crystal,
made out
even
of
if it's diamond,
it doesn't make sense.
Do that. It's not.
No,
It'll probably fall on its side, but
yes. So it's hilarious.
At the funeral, Darlene Campbell, Stephanie's mother, shows up in an RV unexpectedly after abandoning them for years. Stephanie examines the context of the death book and finds the penny from the sky tower, while the rest of the family enjoys a barbecue outdoors. A piece of glass ends up in the ice bucket, which causes a chain reaction that ends in Uncle Howard's head in the business end of a rogue lawnmower.
So this
So
whole scene
DQ
was
told
kind
me
of
something. He
what?
said if you're a bartender, it's protocol. If you drop a glass, you throw it on the ice.
I was thinking about that too. That made sense because they knew they dropped the glass, and I feel like I've seen that scene before. I can't remember if I've seen it in a trailer, or I think there was definitely another.
The
There
scene
was
where they're on the
another.
trampoline with the rake underneath of it, I feel like I've seen that somewhere before.
Yes, I feel like that whole scene happened in another movie. Maybe someone was grilling and the grill blew up, but I feel like I've seen that before because I saw it. I'm like, I've seen this death before. I knew it was gonna happen.
Speaking of grilling, let me tell you about this crazy story that I heard on YouTube.
Oh, I know what you're about to say.
Oh, I'm gonna tell the audience though. Like,
Yeah.
you know those like brushes with the metal bristles that are used to clean grills.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, one of them got caught, and the hamburger meat that a man was grilling for his son, the son bit into it and felt immediate pain, and one of those metal bristles was literally like lodged like inside of him and causing immense pain, and he had to get surgery to take it out. So I didn't know those those bristles will ever come undone.
Yeah.
So let's not use them.
Yeah. Use there's like some wooden bristles like scrapers you could use instead, some rubber cleaners. I threw mine away
They
recently.
look so sturdy. I didn't think it never occurred to me them breaking off.
It makes sense. Everything breaks eventually.
So what about steel wool? Do you use that? Like, do you worry about like leftover?
Still the same thing. Is if you can use an abrasive metal material, make sure that it's non like brittle. And I feel like steel wool. Well, steel wool is not brittle, but it can at least like flick off. You don't want to eat that. There's a bunch of other stuff that you can use. That you don't have to worry about stuff coming off of the cleaner. But no, you're right. That's another type of random Final Destination only happen in movies type of thing. But it happens. It happens. So the lawnmower thing. That's another. I don't know. I don't want to really go through every ridiculous death.
Why not? Let's do it. Tell me how you feel about it.
It's just, it made no sense because I was just waiting for him to choke on a glass like everybody was. And when they were jumping on a trampoline, it was waiting to get impaled by the rake underneath.
Even stepping on that glass, it wasn't big enough for it to go through the other side of the foot like that.
I can see that because you put your whole weight on it. It can go through your foot.
I feel like the glass would have broken. It wasn't a big piece of glass. It was a big piece of glass, but it wasn't. It didn't look thick. You know what I mean?
You're right. It would definitely impale. It's not gonna like go all the way through his foot.
Yeah.
You're right. It just because that just means that he continued to press on it.
Exactly. I'm like, he would have been like, "Oh, what is that?" and then pulled his foot away.
Yes, and typically it's only like pull your foot away. But he went and he fell, and then that lawnmower just came up and chewed his head.
Yeah, it ate his face.
Like
a savage dog.
Ate his face. The thing is that he didn't die immediately. It took a minute to eat his face.
I'm just like, these machines, how are they so easy to operate that inanimate objects can operate them?
Yeah, I think what happened was his wife knocked over a beer, and the beer went and knocked over, hit some button to turn on a water hose. That water hose expanded and then knocked over a rake, and that rake went and hit the start button on an electric mower.
I feel like it shouldn't just be a start button.
That made the mower pop a willy.
Yeah. I feel like it should operate like kind of a car. You have to put it in drive. Like, I don't know.
Well, no, what happens is a lot of those mowers is you need to hold the trigger to operate it.
Exactly. That's what I mean. Like,
that's a safe. So it doesn't roll that way. So whatever mower that was.
That was their own fault. They shouldn't be using that janky mower.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And I guarantee all electric mowers have the trigger you need to hold to actually be able to push it so that doesn't happen.
And the dialogue in this movie is A1. Julia looks at Stephanie. She says, "Look, I love you, but sometimes I really hate you." I was like, "Wow."
Yo, I freaking hate that. That was the worst. That was the worst line I ever heard in my life.
What was the point? There was no reason for you to. That line had no significance or weights whatsoever. You could have just said, "Hi, my name is Julia." Like that would have made. Yeah, that would have been a lot more significant because now we know your name, even if we already knew your name. That was so dumb.
So dumb.
That was so dumb.
After Howard's funeral, Stephanie explains what she learned from Iris's book. She explains how death killed the survivors from the Skyview Tower incident one by one, but it took years. Over time, those survivors had families, and death killed them as well. The Campbells are in a deadly bloodline. Stephanie lays out the order of who dies next, but the family doesn't believe her. So I thought it was pretty obvious what was happening. Maybe because I've seen 5 of these movies before.
Yeah,
But
I think in real life, we don't see death as like a presence or a
yeah,
sentient being. We see death
it's
as
a
something that
consequence.
happens to you.
Yeah. Yeah. I think well, what I was getting at, she went and she had all this like papers and orders and news clippings. But at the end of the day, she took that and just made her family tree. I saw that. Like, you need to do all this to write your family tree. You could just be like, oh, or maybe actually, I'm thinking about it. I'm gonna give her some grace. I'm thinking about it. If she's
Because
looking
she's
at,
trying to see, she's trying to see who's next.
yeah, but I guess
Because she
for
didn't
me,
know that it was like familial, you know what I mean?
yeah, I guess that's true. Because for me, I can draw my family tree right now without any of those things. But to know, oh yeah, Mr. Mr. Johnson Senior died.
You said
first.
Mr. Johnson. I just thought about Mr. Johnson from Abbott.
I thought about Abbott. So Mr. Johnson died. After Mr. Johnson, then Johnson Jr. died. Then after Johnson Jr., then it was
Johnson the third.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Johnson the third. And you could tell, okay, this is it going from older to younger people. It eventually.
Well, is it going older to younger, or is it going from who died, who's supposed to have died first?
Well, if the person was created that wasn't supposed to exist, then that person.
Because I was confused as to why JB hadn't died before Iris's unborn baby, her firstborn, which I guess is Eric.
You know what? That's actually a really good question.
But I think maybe he wasn't slated to die until after Iris. So that means that Iris and her baby were going to die before him. So her whole line was supposed to die before him. So I saw it as he would die after Stephanie died.
He definitely died before Charlie. Iris. Because Iris, when she fell, her finger was stuck and she got degloved.
But that's not what... Okay, that was supposed to happen.
Yeah, she got degloved. She dropped him and then she fell and hit that spike. So he died first. Because he was holding on to him. It doesn't make sense. Another thing that doesn't make sense, that I'm throwing a flag up, is that in movie 2, the whole premise in movie 2 was that new life can stop death.
New life can stop death.
If I'm supposed to die and I prevented, but I'm pregnant and I birthed that child, that will stop the chain. Right? That was the whole premise of the second movie. Like in the second movie, they went after this. They're trying to make sure that this pregnant lady, had her baby because they thought new life stopped death. Turns out she had her baby, but she wasn't supposed to die anyway. So I'm like, okay, that's why it didn't work. But these people absolutely had kids and grandchildren, but then they still died.
See, that's what I don't like about it. There's this one point where JB says, when you F a death, it gets messy. And I'm like, I don't like it when people have these, when movies have these set rules, but then they just change the rules for the hell of it. That makes me feel like the established rules don't really matter.
Yeah,
So if you're,
exactly.
it doesn't give them as much weight and gravity, and it kind of takes away from the tension of a film for me. Because
No, you're right. You're
yeah.
right. Because even like we said, Iris's house was a death trap, and she could just like pay attention and be like, "Oh, death, not today," and just like turn something
Well,
that's
I
about to
get
kill
that. I
her.
get that because you can kind of see, like, you can kind of see a chain of events. You just have a very paranoid look at life, so you can see death kind of working. And I get that, you being able to stop it. I get that. I'm just saying, if death works very methodically, where he kills people in in a very specific order, he could just say fuck it and just not do that. If you mess with him, I don't like that.
Yeah, no, I agree.
But for me, the rules changing between movies to movies, that doesn't bother me as much because they're separate movies, if that makes sense.
It's
Like
the same
maybe this is a different,
franchise.
yeah, I get it,
It's
but
the
maybe
same.
they're
It's
treating it
like
as like a, maybe it's like this is a different death. Like maybe it's not even
no,
in the same
absolutely not.
universe.
No, like
I get
only
what you're
way.
saying, but for me, it doesn't bother me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it bothers me because only one person survived out of all these movies. One person.
JB.
No,
Oh.
no, one person like survived death. Actually
Oh,
beat
wait, her
it.
name was Kimberly something?
I wish I knew her name.
Because
I
JB
don't.
says it in this movie later on. He says Kimberly Corwin.
Yep,
How did she
yep,
survive?
yep.
Do you remember?
So that was in movie two, where she went and drowned in someone, and they came back and resuscitated her, and she lived.
That same thing happened to Stephanie, and they said it didn't count.
I know, but I think the difference was that she flatlined,
Oh.
and they had to actually save her with
Well,
paddles
okay,
and not
okay.
just CPR.
Yeah, CPR means, oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Eric Campbell is next on the death list. He's closing up his tattoo and body piercing parlor when he somehow manages to get his nose ring attached to a chain that is attached to the ceiling fan. Consequently, the whole building catches on fire. He survives, but Stephanie is in a panic and desperately tries to keep him safe. However, while trying to protect Eric, Julia is killed in a trash truck right before Stephanie's eyes. All right, you want to explain how this whole, well, there's a lot to explain. Just how the series of events that led to the whole tattoo parlor burning down. That man is out of a job.
Yeah, he's out of a job,
It's like I
and
asked you to close and you set the place on fire. I know your dad died, but goodness.
yeah, no, he was a wreck. It was, I thought it was funny when he put it on Eric's sad playlist with the clown, and
That was
he
funny.
decides to go and tattoo dad on his arm.
I thought he was going to tattoo his father's name. When I saw it said
Yeah,
dad, I cracked up.
yeah, just dad, like not even his name, just dad.
And I'm like, why
What?
didn't he take the septum piercing out after he survived that horrific incident?
I don't know.
Take the piercing out.
Take it
Septum
out.
piercings are like so 2016 anyway.
Yeah. But I don't remember the random change of events. It was just a fan that had a chains on it
Oh,
that just got knocked down and hooked onto his
so
nose.
like I said, I don't know nothing about no science. But if you have like isopropyl alcohol
Yeah.
and a lamp falls on it, will it immediately catch fire?
Isopropyl was very flammable,
But a lamp?
but isopropyl also burns out very fast. It evaporates incredibly quick. And
Yeah.
you know how you've seen this in real life when your friends put alcohol in their hand and set it on fire.
Yeah, we used to firebend with hand sanitizer.
Yes, it is not a fuel, but it's flammable, meaning that it doesn't burn a long
Okay.
time. It just flashes
Yeah.
really
It doesn't
quickly.
contribute to the fire, it just burns. Like it doesn't
Well,
like produce more fire or like
yeah, it's
sustain a fire. It's flammable.
yes, it is flammable, right? And probably if you took a bunch of isopropyl, it would start a fire. You know,
He did have like gallons of it.
he
But I
had
don't think a
gallons of it.
lamp is that combustible. Like I know it's
No,
electricity, but a
this little
single
spark.
desk lamp?
It was a lot. It was a lot, and I don't know
That's
why
that's
he
a that's
doesn't.
a good review for the movie. It was a lot.
It was a lot, and I don't know why he like. Most people just use squirt bottles of this stuff, where you just put it in a squirt bottle and you squirt it down and you just wipe it down.
Well, think he's doing tattoos and piercings. You do go through a lot of rubbing alcohol,
Yes, but people
so
use
it's
smaller
best to have it in
bottles,
stock.
and people keep it in flame-proof cabinets. That's like an OSHA violation.
Mm.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
because he did. I think he did just take like the whole gallon and like dump it onto a
And there's
washcloth.
like 4 other gallons just on the wall. Exactly, that's an OSHA violation. This whole thing just is a mess.
And one thing that was funny about Julia's death. So what happened? And Stephanie predicted exactly how she was going to die. There was like a
Mhm.
tree trimmer, and she said it's going to fall, and that's going to cause the man with the leaf blower to blow into the kid's playing soccer's face, and the kid's going to accidentally kick the ball. And that's what happened. The kid kicked the ball without looking. It hit Julia because I guess he's David Beckham. And Julia fell headfirst into a trash can when immediately got picked up by a trash truck driven by a man who's driving with earphones on, blasting Carrie Hilson. Not Carrie Hilson, Carrie, what's that ever? What's the white Carrie? Carrie Washington?
Wilson, Washington,
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
stronger.
Who's that? Carrie, what's her name? Who cares?
I don't know.
And come to find out, your mother drives with AirPods in?
Mom does.
Yes, yes. When she's talking to you, she's talking to you with AirPods in her ear. I said, "Mom, what's wrong?" And she was like, "Oh, because my car speakers don't work." And I'm like, and she's like, "What's so bad about it?" I'm like, "Mom, you have AirPods and you have no, like, what do you mean? You have no audio awareness. Like,
Yes.
you're so distracted." And she's like, "How's that
I
different
don't
from
ride
playing your
my
music
bike
loud?"
with
I'm like, "Oh
headphones
my
on.
God." Yo, I don't even like if I'm walking, it's low. I need to be able to hear things.
Exactly.
She's like, "I'm not paying $600 to get my speaker fixed." And I was like, "All right, no, don't call me anymore when you're in the car." But I'm like, that is chaotic behavior. But
Yeah.
yeah, I thought this was the worst death, Julia's death. Oh, one thing that was funny, like I said, they always like throw subtle hits in there or not so subtle hints about how the character's gonna die. Eric throws his juice box into that exact same trash can that Julia later falls into. Yeah, he's like, when he comes back from the parlor and stuff, and he's like, "Oh my God, we heard the thing burnt down." And he said, "My leather jacket saved him." There's actually some truth to that. A good leather jacket does not burn really.
Yeah.
That's actually a way to test leather. If you want to know if it's genuine leather, burn it a little bit. Burn it a little bit and see how it reacts. Like if it's made of plastic or some other man-made material, will kind of crumble away.
I know that makes sense. Most motorcycle jackets are leather.
That does make sense. Yeah. That's a very flammable way of transportation.
Flame retardant.
You're flame retarded. But yeah, that he throws his juice box in the exact same trash can that Julia falls into. And I thought that was the worst death because literally seeing her face get crushed.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Oh my God. And there's no dignity. You're just in trash and filth. That's how you go out. And so I saw Eric's death and I said, that's the worst.
Yeah, exactly. I'm about to say Eric definitely had the worst. Definitely had the worst.
What were we gonna say?
No, I was waiting just to say Eric had it bad.
Who the hell is Jerry Fenbury? Because when they realized that Eric is the next, because he was like, "Is that why I always want to play catch for me?"
That's the next scene. That's the next scene.
Okay.
The family gets back together when Aunt Brenda reveals the reason why Eric wasn't killed next was because he wasn't Howard's real son. So Bobby Campbell is next, and he has a deadly peanut allergy. Eric, Stephanie, Darlene, the mother, Charlie, and Bobby go visit JB, the recurring character in the Final Destination movies, the creepy mortician.
So I know Stephanie and Charlie's dad feels good. He was like, "This don't got nothing to do with me. I am safe. I am not related to you whites like that." Like, and Bobby, he reminds me of Ryan Gosling's Ken from the Barbie movie.
Oh, yeah. Just like he's just a little slow.
Just a himbo.
Like,
yeah.
A himbo? Oh,
yeah,
like
it's a bimbo, but a man, a himbo.
Oh,
Pretty and
okay.
stupid.
It was he they tried to leave him home when they went to go visit the mortician. And he was like, "Don't leave me here. I'm gonna die." But once again, doesn't make sense because Iris can go and hang out in her little death trap for 50 years
Well, that's
and be
because
all right.
Iris knows how she can see danger. She can see it coming. She had the
Yeah,
premonition before, and the premonition just made her more privy to wait. This air conditioner can fall out of my window and hit me in the face. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
she's more privy to it. And he said so many people die in their homes. That's what Bobby said. So I'm wondering, in the movies you watch, that a lot of people die in their homes.
Let me think about them. Yes, either die in their homes. Yeah, yeah. Actually, a lot of people either.
I figured that was some sort of callback.
Yeah. No, let me think. So the first movie, at least 3 people died in their homes, I think. Right? The lady I told you with the knife falling down, the dude who strangled himself in the bathtub. Um uh yeah, there was a lot of people who died in their house. There was this one guy who won the lottery in the second movie, and his whole apartment went in flames, and he crawled out of his apartment and escaped. But then the ladder from the fire escape went and fell through his eye.
Mm.
That's one of my favorite deaths. I thought that was like pretty cool.
Do you think Steph and Charlie's mom did the right thing by staying away from them?
No, not really. Because if you could see if I don't know what her staying away did anything for them.
Because her mother, Iris, was so paranoid because of her premonitions and what happened at the Skyview. She passed that fear along to what's her
The
name,
kids,
Darlene,
Darlene, yeah.
and Darlene didn't believe anything that Iris said. So she thought that her paranoia it wasn't validated by anything, and she was like, "Yo, like I'm getting mad at my kids for going outside to play, and like I just want to keep them locked away, and I'm breeding fear in them, and they're just not living life because I'm so fearful." And I do get that thinking, man, like I'm more of a detriment to these children. Like I'm raising them in fear and I'm trying to protect them, but really I'm just like having to miss out on life, like her
Mm,
life was.
yeah, I can see. I can see the "I'm gonna stay away to protect them" argument. But I always feel like most kids don't want that. They'd
They
rather
don't
you
want
be
that. Of
there.
course they don't want that, but it's like I do
I
get it.
think,
It's like, yo, like if you're with me, you have to stay in this room, never leave the house, like cuz you could die. Like
yeah,
that's not a healthy environment for a child. So I do think it's better for the child, still visit them, so don't cut off contact, but I don't think you should be their primary caregiver.
yeah. Okay.
JB explains that he was a little boy who Iris saved in the Skyview. He tells them that you either have to die and come back, or you need to kill to escape the list. He is last on the list and will die after all of Iris's family does. Eric comes up with a plan to kill, but then revive Bobby to stop the chain. In the process, they both die in a hospital by MRI machine. Do you need to say MRI machine or is it just MRI? MRI stands for what? Something imaging?
Yeah,
Google
I'm
that,
not sure what
Jawn.
it stands for. It doesn't stand for
It's an
machine though.
acronym, right?
It's an acronym, yeah. MRI machine. Yeah, MRI machine. Um, you tell me what the acronym is? It's telling me everything about it except for the acronym. Magnetic um resonance imaging.
Resonance. Okay. Resonance imaging. Okay. So, is a freaking magnet on an MRI that freaking powerful? I highly doubt it. How much is a Tesla? Because they're saying, oh, it's going up this many Teslas.
So MRI magnets are very powerful, but because of that, they are safeguarded. Like
Yeah, well,
there's.
inanimate objects shouldn't be able to turn them on.
I think a clipboard turned it on or something stupid.
Yeah,
It hit like the play
yeah,
button.
Yeah.
So I
I'm like,
think
why is there all these big red go buttons on anything? These super easy to operate. Press here. You know, like I said, there's safeguards on most dangerous things, but now they're just glowing red buttons like cartoonists, like press here for start. Like,
what I don't understand is, so I think Eric's plan to kill Bobby and revive him
with Reese's.
with Reese's doesn't make sense for a few reasons. One, all the doctor's going to do is hit him with an EpiPen and bring him back. And if he dies, like actually die, I don't think an EpiPen and resuscitating could bring him back. I don't know. I guess I don't know enough about the medical
So
side about
he
what.
went into anaphylactic shock.
Yeah,
So his throat closed up.
Yes.
So I guess it's similar. When you said that girl drowned, you know, she needed the paddles of life to bring her back because I guess her brain activity stopped working. So I'm
You just took the
assuming
jaws of life and the paddles and made the paddles of life.
the paddles of life. So it doesn't look like a jaw, but
EKG, I think it's
EKG,
called.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not a medical professional by any
Yeah.
means, but
Yeah.
I'm assuming you cannot get air. That messes with your brain, that messes with your heart, and the
Yeah.
EKG machine can help to bring you back from that.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I don't know. Maybe, but he would also need the EpiPen and to basically stop the swelling of the throat and then bring him back. It was a lot.
Yeah, I don't know. I have an EpiPen, but I don't think I'll ever need to use it. I should probably figure out how that works.
Yeah, you should.
But it's funny to me because the spring that shoots out and like pulverizes Eric in his forehead, no, Bobby in his forehead.
Yeah.
There's a scene where they're trying to get the peanut butter cups out the vending machine, Bobby and Eric, and they're tipping the vending machine over, and that causes the spring that has a peanut butter cup to like they just show like burst forward. And that's also foreshadowing because that same spring took his life.
Yeah, and killed them.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
But now Eric definitely had the worst death. Like
he did.
Oh my! I knew he had a cock ring. I knew he had a cock ring when I saw that little dick go up. When that MRI machine was in reverse or whatever, and like was sucking things in like a terrible medical black hole.
Yeah.
And he just went through, and his insides just became his outsides, and the chair just smushed him on in there, like trying to get icing into a piping bag. Like, goodness, that was he had the worst by far.
So they said MRI machines are between 1.5 to 3 Teslas. So for comparison, a refrigerator magnet is around 1/100th of a Tesla. So the MRI machine is 1,000 times stronger. Yeah. So between 1 to 3 Teslas.
My hands smell like eggs, and I don't know why.
But Mary,
it smells like a boiled egg.
Stop touching your butt. Maybe you won't. Smell like a boiled egg. Maybe you wash your face.
Like, why does this smell? Why does it
smell? Anyway, yes, that was a terrible way to die. And like you said, he wasn't even on the list.
Yeah.
He just got himself killed trying to kill the other boy.
Because when you with death, it gets messy. Like, I hate that explanation, but okay.
After the boy's death in the hospital, Darlene, Stephanie, and Charlie are the only ones left. Darlene plans to live in a cabin where her mother was safe in hopes of protecting her kids. They get to the house, but is anything but safe. Death blows up her cabin and kills Darlene and almost drowns Stephanie. Charlie is able to revive her and break the chain, or so they thought. So this whole premise also didn't make any sense, right? We said that nothing was special about the house. It was Iris. Iris was the
Mm-hmm.
one who could see death coming. So
Yeah.
why did they think that
Going back to the
Darlene
house.
could go to the house and they just be protected?
Yeah,
It made
because
no
I'm
sense.
like, it's not like a fortress and you're
Yeah.
trying to stop something from getting in. Death is all around you. It's using
Yes.
the things that's already in your home to hurt you. So I don't know why they. I guess it was just one last desperate attempt to protect themselves, or like maybe it has to be the house because Iris survived for so long. But it's like, no, it's not the house. It's just that Iris had things, I guess, kind of set up in her own in her home. She can see things that's kind of screwy.
Yeah.
But yeah, no,
But
it's not the home.
but also, I feel like the reason why Iris lived 50 years not because she could survive it or dodge death. I think she lived for 50 years because it took that long to kill everybody else. You know what I mean?
That is true. It
I
could
think it
just
just
be,
took.
girl, it wasn't your time yet.
It wasn't your
Relax.
time exactly.
Oh.
And like the thing also is that um I thought I had another plot hole, but I lost it.
I would just say I ain't no chemist, but I doubt a single spark in a gas leak will cause such a large explosion as the one
Yeah,
that happened to Iris's house. It was one tiny spark. I
yeah.
know it's gas, but a spark can cause an explosion that blows up an entire cabin.
If the gas is that like infused in the air,
But one tiny
one
spark. It
tiny
was
spark.
literally like the sparks that come up when you light a fire. Like
I
the
know a fireworks or whatever. Yeah.
what?
No, I thought it was crazy that Death was able to blow up the house so easily, even though she lived in there 50 years, and it was weird. The thing didn't make any sense. It was fun to watch.
Yeah, of course. You know,
It
we
was fun to
knew that.
watch.
You don't watch it for the sense. You watch it for the gruesome, the brutality.
Yeah. Charlie is a G for saving his sister, I believe. He was able to use that knife to cut her out her seatbelt, somehow dragged her out of the RV underwater, put her on the ground, and then had give her CPR and chest compresses to save her life. So
CPR
clap
is
it
a
up for
part.
Charlie for
Chest
that.
compression is a part of CPR.
That's what I'm saying. Like chest compresses with CPR to bring her back. Do you know how to do CPR?
Yeah, but listen, I know you go to the rhythm of staying alive, the hook.
But how do you know when to breathe?
Listen, so you hold her nose, you breathe in two breaths, you check for a pulse first, even a carotid artery or like right, kind of like where your jawline meets your necks for a pulse. And then you hold her nose and then you take two breaths in and then you check again, two breaths, and then you beat the heart. I learned in high school, but I forgot.
Mm,
I
that's
probably
going
I
out.
should learn how to do that in the Heimlich maneuver.
Yes, I definitely need a Heimlich maneuver. I don't feel like
You do.
always choking.
You need to learn how to perform it on yourself.
Yeah, I know you just take a chair and just like jump on a chair.
Or like a countertop, kind of
Yeah.
thrust yourself, but it's a certain way you got to do. You have to like kind of thrust up,
Mm-hmm.
because you're literally like lodging the food upwards.
Yeah.
But all right.
Some time has passed, and Charlie is getting ready to go to his prom. They learned from a doctor that Stephanie didn't really die, as her heart didn't actually stop. The penny comes back for one final moment and causes a train to derail, killing the siblings in the process. So,
Yeah, this penny needs to be studied. It
yes.
needs to be an arsenal of war.
And how, like, this, so the way that the penny derailed is that the lady, also a premonition, there was an old lady in the lobby.
That old lady is deaf.
Yes, where Eric basically said hi to her. And how did she get the penny? The penny was on the ground somehow. And she picked it up at the parking lot. I forgot how the penny even got there.
It's the sisterhood of the traveling penny. I don't know.
Yeah, it is. It is. But then she drops the penny and the penny goes and falls into the railroad switch. Like it just derailed the plane. That is not. You know how thick a penny is, Mary? A penny is only like. It's only like. It's how thick is a penny? Let me look it up.
Like I said, if pennies could derail trains, we'll have a lot of trains being derailed. It'll be a lot bigger issue.
A penny is 1.5 millimeters thick. So a train is not going to derail if the rail is separated by 1.5 millimeters. It is not a thing. It's not a thing. And the thing is, I thought it was hilarious. The train only went after the siblings. Even after they were running, and then they stopped running.
Death
and then
isn't. No, never mind. I was like, he's not greedy, but he is. He wanted to kill so many people
so many
at
people. Like he
first.
killed everybody eventually. So, what would you rank this movie, Mary?
Small bag of popcorn. I could have went my whole life without watching this movie, and I would have been perfectly fine. It's just, I just had it was a little bit of a struggle for the movie to keep my attention, but it's what I expected. It's just dumb, gruesome fun. But yeah, so I'll give it a small bag of popcorn. I would never watch it again, but why not? If you want to laugh, if you just want to put on a movie with your friends, put it on.
If I would give it, I'm between the small and the medium. I call it medium.
You told me I couldn't do that one episode, you bastard.
Yeah, but I'm not you, Mary. I think so. The things that I like the series, and I think it's one of the better movies in the series. But as we're
That's
talking
the better
about,
movie, jeez.
yes, but like I said, I think it's this movie 5 and then 1, and then 2, 3, and then we can just burn 4.
You could just forget about four. I think if you have 4 movies, you've been too far.
Yeah, they just stopped after movie number 6. I feel like I would have enjoyed this movie more if I saw it in 4DX, like my plan was. But I'll give it a medium. You know what? I'm gonna commit. I'm gonna give it to a small bag of popcorn. Just commit to a small.
Yeah, so don't watch that, Jawn. But if you want to, why not?
Yeah, it's on. I watched it on
HBO Max.
HBO Max.
No, Prime Video.
Prime. Yeah, we bought it on Prime Video. We did for about $20. It wasn't bad for $20, right? It's cheaper than
should have been
going
$7
to the theater.
But
It should have been $7. So,
no, I'm not saying I hate the movie. It's just I'm never gonna watch it again. But yeah, small bag.
Yeah, small bag. Okay.
Watch that, Jawn, if you want to. If not, trust me, you're not missing out on anything.
So, thanks y'all for listening to another episode of Watch That Jawn podcast. You can find us on any of our social media platforms at Watch That Jawn podcast. And you can also listen to us on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever else you find your favorite shows. So, until next time.
Bye.